Hello everyone. Yes, it's been a while since I posted a video, and that's because I haven't been feeling too well. It's been about 3 months, and I owe you all a video. That being said, I do thank you for reading my community page. If you have not yet, I highly suggest that you read that before continuing watching this video. And how to get there, because I know it's something that a lot of people aren't used to, because most YouTubers only do videos or shorts. If you scroll down this video to my name, Abraham Chan-Frisket, yes, that's pronounced Frisket, believe it or not, there's a story behind that. Anyways, click on that, and depending on the device you're using, you should be able to see home videos, channel or something like that, and community. So if you click on that, you'll see post from me. My last post would have been on January 18th, and that's definitely a post that you should read, because that's where I received yet another bad report. And anyway, so if you haven't read any of those posts yet, you should definitely read that before watching this video. For the rest of you, or welcome back after reading the post, yes, I'm sorry, it's been 3 months since I posted a video. I do apologize if this video is going to be kind of hacked up, and that's because I go through very random coughing fits and vomiting, so I might have to just run off in my edits. I'll edit that. As usual, these videos are not scripted. So I believe what I want to cover here is just to give you an update of what's going on with my health, because that's why you're watching this, okay? Whew, there we go. I'll keep that one in. Simple one. Actually, just 10 minutes ago, before, telling myself, I gotta do a video, let's just do it, I was emptying my bag. So yes, I'm still able to manage my own ileostomy, but while I was emptying it, I got into one of these random coughing fits, and I had to, while my bag was still open, my ileostomy bag, kind of reach on over as far as I could to puke into the sink, which is terrible, because I just started my oral meds as well, and I'll give you more update on that in just a bit. And I had it about 75-80 minutes ago, so I don't even know how much of that got absorbed into my body. So unscripted video, but again, I think what I want to cover here is to tell you what I've been going through and the challenges, right? That's probably what you want to know. So after reading my community post, you'll know that I was pulled off my IV chemo meds pretty early on, first week of January. And I think it's best to just recap that when I started this cancer journey, March 28th, when I had my first blood work to show the tumor markers, while I was still in the hospital, the 4 weeks I was in the hospital. The tumor marker was at 200, and then 250 when I got released. Anyways, my end of December 2022 results was in the 1200. And when we had stopped the IV chemo, meaning first week of January, the following few weeks, and by few weeks meaning 3 weeks, the growth was rampant. It was absolutely felt, very uncomfortable, very painful, and I'll explain what that means in just a bit, and left me in a very discomfortable state. So even without blood work, I know that it had grown a lot. With all that said, even right now, as you see, I'm still smiling, I'm still happy, I'm still joyful. Yeah, there are moments where I'm unhappy, and that's because I'm human. But I turn that all back to thanksgiving and praise, because I can still spend my time with my children and my wife and family and friends. For a few that have been able to come over, you've been very, very cautious with my health and how I feel, and I try to say yes, just because I'm a social bug too. That's why I like making these videos for you too. All right, so oh my goodness, basically I went without IV chemo or any sort of chemo for about 5.5 to 6 weeks. Bad thing about always doing unscripted video is you have to think quickly, and unfortunately that's something that I feel has affected my my health, my mental mind, just because of all the pain that I'm feeling, which I'll describe in just a bit as well. So the reason why it took that long for me to be back on some sort of chemo, and the chemo I'm on right now, the oral meds, I take them twice daily, once in the morning, once before bedtime. Try to keep them 12 hours apart, so then they're most effective. And it's 4 pills, 20 milligram, 20 milligram, 15 milligram, 15 milligram. The medicine is from Long Surf, and the actual medicine name itself I don't remember right now. Really, I should have just grabbed the box so I can read it out to you. But anyways, if you read the post, you'll know that the oncologist said it's the last thing he can do, but he has very little hope in it. And I have a lot to say about that, but it's okay. What was the delay for me starting on this? Cost. Quite frankly, it was very expensive, $7,400. But thankfully, through various programs and things, it's been covered, and that's why I'm starting on it now. And we're still waiting for a second portion of it, because there's another update that I want to give. In a lot of my pain moments, nights being the worst, and nights because you're not focused on anything else. Your body, your mind, it knows it's supposed to go to sleep, so everything is kind of toning down and winding down, and all those chemicals in your body and your mind's being released to tell you to go to sleep. Another reason why you should try to be off your screens and stuff like that, because people talk about all the blue lights and everything, and I'm sure there's merit to that, but it's more so because when you're reading from a screen and things like that, you're just being a little bit too active. Your mind's too stimulated, and then therefore you don't go to sleep. Anyways, enough of that. So because there's less focus on anything else, you'll generally feel pain and discomfort in your body a lot more. Well, I don't want to share on YouTube right now how the tumor looked like in my colonoscopy almost a year ago now, March 28th. Actually, April 3rd was when I had it. But in short, think about your colon. It's like this, right? And it goes right through. It's a big hole and it's empty. And the tumor was full size, plugging it all up with the tiniest little bit of space, like tiniest little space down here. And that's why I was getting a lot of pain, because nothing could pass through my colon because the tumor was blocking it. And it's amazing that I didn't feel the pain every single day, every moment. It's just amazing with what our body can do with expanding. And that's the big part, expanding. So how do I feel like today? Well, I just told you how the tumor looked like more than a year ago. Maybe the best way to imagine it, what's in my body right now, that tumor is still growing. As I mentioned, it was 200, 250 at the start of the journey. And end of December, while I was still on IV chemo that was slowing its growth, but not reversing it, the marker was 1200. And then the cancer growth was very obvious and apparent in how I felt for the next few weeks as I was off chemo. The best way to explain is if you kind of think of Christmas ornaments, like your balls. So it's about yay size. Think of at least, so I got the tumor in the colon. I want you to think of maybe about 4 or 5 more of those in your body and still expanding. So for me, my liver now has a tumor, and it's 6 centimeters. So you can take your ruler and measure that out, 6 centimeters in my liver. My left lung has a tumor in it now, so it's no longer lesions. And that's why I go into these rampant coughing. I've tried cough medicine, NyQuil at night. And no, I just cough and cough and cough, because it's almost like if you had a cold, bronchitis, pneumonia. I've had all 3. The body just wants to expel whatever is stuck in there. Now, thankfully, all the coughs have not been wet or anything like that. The palliative care team that I did go and see, the wonderful doctor, listened to my respiratory and everything, and there's no wheezing, there's no need to check if there's any liquids in there, because that'd be really bad. Obviously, I'd have to get that drained, right? So yeah, think of such ornaments in the body. Now, why did I say 3 or 4 plus the tumor in the colon, because I have these incredible aches everywhere else. The cancer growth, last year, March, the CT scan showed the thickening of the colon wall all up my right side. So you can think of the spread of that and to my other organs. So the discomfort that I have is that it's pushing on a lot of my digestive tract. Sorry, in this video I'm saying a lot of it's just it's a thought process. I normally don't do that, but it really shows you the state of my health now, and the fact that it's impacting even how I mentally think because of the pain that I'm in. Right, yes, I am on painkillers now. I am thankfully only taking over-the-counter meds at the moment. Acetaminophen, Tylenol. It is a struggle because I have received supernatural pain relief many times in my past life and even throughout this journey. But it came to a point where potentially it was a prideful thing to not take it. So I do have to take it during the daytime, again, because I'm not as focused on the discomfort and the pain. I can sometimes go without it until maybe 4 p.m., 6 p.m. dinner time. And the reason why I will do that and feel the pain rather than take it is because I'm one of the few people where, again, side effects, they're real for a lot of people, and for some people like me, very, very, very real. So by taking these drugs, it's really throwing off my ileostomy. I'm getting some form of constipation, but I don't know when it hits and when it doesn't. And then because of that, it screws me over because I'm also taking loperamide, which is to slow down my intestine so then I can get nutrients into my body. And then the oral meds, that I'll speak a little bit more about later, causes diarrhea. So I got 3 different things acting against me, plus how I naturally feel in my gut system, which has just always been terrible, total discomfort, which I'll speak about in just a bit as well. So back to like these feelings of the balls, they're bulging through my back, my lower back, my mid back, and then from all the coughing, all the heaving that I have to do, my upper muscles to my shoulders are just aching like crazy. This I'm purposely wearing this mech throw because it traps a lot of heat, so I'm kind of using it like a natural heat pad for my back and my shoulder right now. Actually, I'm surprised right now I haven't had to pause the video and run off and puke yet, because all this talking is difficult. Anyways, yeah, so with the growth, it's putting a lot of pressure onto my stomach as well. I'm eating about 1/3 less now. In English, we say that there will be a loss of appetite when we get near the end of life from such terminal illness like this. I'll tell you right now, I want to eat. I want to drink. But it really sucks when you drink even just 125 milliliters and then 3 minutes later, it all comes out plus more of whatever was in your stomach. And that mentally really screws around with your head a lot, because I'm already battling to try to keep food in my stomach to go through my small intestine to absorb whatever it can with my ileostomy to give me strength. And I know I need my hydration because I feel it, because even my kidneys are starting to hurt. But then when I get a little bit hopeful, and also because my lips are getting dry, and I'll drink, and then I go into dry heaving and I puke it out, it's no good. It's even worse. So it's a battle. Dry heaving, oh my goodness. That's gotten to a point where I have to make sure I have both hands on our quartz countertop washroom vanity, and to kind of stand in a way where my legs will kind of brace me against something, because I don't know how many of you have gone through vomiting to the point where you feel your insides flip inside out. the kidneys feel like they flip inside out. My liver, that also has a tumor, just pushes out and hurts a lot. And the stomach burns, like burns in pain, right up to the esophagus, and it burns. And I'll just keep heaving and heaving with nothing coming out. I mean, the hope is sometimes I have the white foam to come out, but I heave so much that nothing comes out. And the reason why I have to brace myself and put both my hands on the countertop is because I will actually do it to the point that I've blacked out a few times, and it's that violent, and it's not short, it is long. So, and if you're curious how often that happens, I don't know, I need to ask Janice. It can happen 3 to 7 times a day, easily, that extreme. And then on top of that, just going into violent coughs where I'll kind of get dizzy and kind of black out, or quickly try to hold on the wall, or I don't try to sit down, because if I try to sit down, the motion of sitting down and getting back up is guaranteed to make me vomit. So if I'm standing, I'll remain standing and finish the cough. If I'm lying down, I'll try to stay lying down and finish the cough. And again, unfortunately, no cough suppressant is helping me. It is something that I will try to discuss with doctors again to see if there's anything we can do about it. But the fact that I've been taking certain cough suppressants, and at nighttime taking the NyQuil, and it's not helping, I don't think there's much there. The oral meds, how do they make me feel? Well, I don't want to get into too much details of when the doctor, was talking to me about nearing the end of life and how you feel, but I'll summarize it by just saying, well, it's a slow progression of losing energy and losing your appetite, and The oral meds also cause you to lose appetite and energy. So what little energy I have, it zaps me out of it a bit more. I'm looking at the timer here, and this video is kind of getting long already, so I might add in some random videos and photos from the last 3 months, but you'll see that I still try to do my best to get out there. It's been minimal, but the few times that I have just told myself to go for a walk, within the first 30 to 50 meters of walking, the sharp pains that I feel through my hip right up to my shoulder, the liver, other parts of my body, pain from my arthritis, which has gotten a little bit amplified too. Within that 30 to 50 meters, I want to turn back around, but I'll tough it out, and I'll do maybe 3 kms, if I'm lucky, 6 kms, and it's a slow, non-healthy, old man, crippling kind of hunch shoulder walk style, and I'll cover a km within 10.5 to 11 minutes. So I think in a nutshell, I've explained to you where my health is. Obviously I can get into a lot more details. One of the biggest struggles I have right now, again, is sleeping at night. I might get 15 to 45 minutes of rest at most, and then I'll spend the next hour to 2 hours potentially using 3 different massage devices, but it's gotten to a point where that doesn't even help. In fact, it causes pain instead because it's too sensitive. Yes, I've been trying so many different types of stretches. Today I'm going to see if I'm going to use any sort of resistant or strength training for the back, but it's a fine line, because if I stress it too much, I can't recover because I'm not getting the nutrients that I need, which is very difficult to get that protein to rebuild those muscles and strengthen the muscles. Right, I guess that's something I should also share. So I was able to build my weight up and maintain it around 200 pounds from summertime all the way till just last week. And then when things got really, really bad, so this is my second week on the chemo meds. Last week was my first week on the chemo meds. And on the Thursday, I felt things go really downhill. And within 2 to 3 days, I basically lost 8 pounds, and I felt it just because I struggled with my hydration. I struggled keeping food down. That's when my intake instantly dropped down to a third potentially even less since I puked out a lot of it, and it's been difficult. So yeah, trying a lot of different things to try to keep food in me. Of course, eating in smaller portions more often if possible. But I definitely am having trouble with hydration. You might be able to see in the video that my lips are dry, but if you can't, I'm probably licking my lips here and there. Right, the other thing I would like to share, the other reason why it took 5.5 to 6 weeks before I could start on my oral meds, it actually arrived a little bit earlier, so I could have started it 4.5 to 5 weeks instead of the 5.5 to 6 weeks. During one night where I really couldn't sleep, I basically just cried out to the Lord and asked him, Lord Jesus, I know you're able and I know you're willing, and your word is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. I'm asking for your divine healing, and may I please have it now. Scripture and everything, knowledge just puffs up pridefulness. But what I'm trying to say here is that you can read a lot, but you need to experience it. One of the passages that gets me a lot ever since I've been growing up is that the Lord will never test you beyond what you can bear. And I've had a lot of struggle with that lately because I can still bear. I'd be honest to say that, but I don't want to. So that particular night, it was a Monday night, I confessed that to the Lord. And in doing so, a little voice said, I want you to meet some more people. And I said, I was honest. I said, are you kidding me? But after I said, are you kidding me? I said, okay, then I know you'll give me the strength. And so, Lord, I continue to surrender. Help me. And I was able to get some sleep, which was golden. And obviously I needed it, because the very next day I was just slammed with 3 different parties, technically 4 different parties, through emails and phone calls of mismatched information. Or I shouldn't say mismatched information, but basically, hey, your oral meds are, they're approved now, but we're still waiting for one more paperwork to get signed. And then, hey, you have a biopsy next week. I was like, well, this is my first time hearing about biopsy. Sorry, what's going on? And so POG Research, which is part of the BC Cancer community, or program, I'm losing my words here. Basically, in short, on the 16th of 16th of February, sorry, I had to think about that. I had a biopsy, and beforehand I had to reschedule a whole bunch of appointments so that I can go and chit chat with the doctors and sign the consent forms and everything. And I had lots of questions that they had to take their time to answer. And it was nice. I got to spend some time with the research person and then with the doctor. And then on the day of the actual biopsy, the ultrasound nurse, refraining from saying the names because I never asked for consent to use any of their name, and also my surgeon, they were both very interesting people, and I was able to share a lot about my faith. Not that I had to initiate it, but they asked me, so it was really interesting. Right, so the biopsy, we were able to go through the front, but it was your rib cage, so it's right there into my liver, because again the tumor there is large enough to sample from it. And they took 5 samples. I was awake during the whole thing, of course, because it's just local freezing. The part that if you were to ask me what was the worst part about the biopsy, it was getting the freezing in, because the needle goes in to freeze, and then as the surgeon was giving me more freeze, I'm like, whoa, you're going pretty deep there. And the surgeon said, oh, you can feel that. And I was like, yeah. So just going really deep in to get to the muscles and the spots and everything. And then the crazy thing is when the biopsy needle goes in, there literally the action is like this, you know, kind of searching for the spot with the ultrasound on the side. And then once they get the spot, okay, ready, 1, 2, 3, right? Well, it's kind of like a poke, grab, cut, suck into the, it's called a gun, and then pull out the needle and then insert the next one, so 5 times. Anyways, so that's why my oral meds was delayed, because out of nowhere this biopsy was available. Now, I chose to do this because nothing was stopping me from doing it. They tell me the purpose is in hopes to find a needle in a haystack, some sort of gene sequencing, and then, hey, maybe we can try this type of treatment to really target certain, you know, the tumor or the cancer or whatever it is. Not, again, as I shared in one of my community posts 2-3 posts ago, I don't have too much hope in it. My hope is, you know, again, I place my hope in how Jesus Christ will work his divine healing in my body here. But I did it because I'm a data person, and whatever I can contribute to our human knowledge, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's okay. So yeah, it took me a few days to recover from that. It just meant that sleep from that biopsy day, the next 3 nights was difficult because I had to make sure to avoid sleeping on that side or stretching anything on that side, and I was already having sleep problems. But as I already shared in this video, what difference? I've already been having so many other problems. Okay, what else is there to share? There's actually quite a bit more to share, but I think you get the gist of it. And again, I just feel bad I haven't posted anything for the last 3 months, so I just wanted to say hi. I know some of you might still tell me I look good. Thank you. By God's grace, I'm still here. By God's mercy, I am, even though I'm taking a painkiller, it's very minimal. It's just acetaminophen. It's not even, you know, T3s yet. And that's truly his mercy upon me, and just how he's built this body and all the past life experience I've had to be able to tolerate pain. And yeah, I just want to thank you so much for your love and support. So many of you are praying for me, praying for my family. Many of you have been helping with you know, our meals. I thank you so much. That is such an act of love, you know. Your time, finances, that goes in the meal too. It's a really big thing for me, because throughout my life I've been so used to be the one who always is willing to help others, and I'm not used to receiving help. And throughout this whole journey, it's been so wonderful to be on the receiving end, to know that we are much loved. So I just want to thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna cry. So thank you again, and I have nothing else to say but to say thank you. And you know, God is good. He is sustaining me. He is holding me. If it wasn't for all the songs and passages and everything that comes to me at the right time, at the right moment, I think I would have given up a long time ago. I say that even though I have young, lovely children and my lovely wife, and you would think that, oh, that should be good enough to really help you power on. Yeah, it is, but with the type of pain and discomfort that hits, that spikes and skyrockets at certain times, I can see why it can be such a big struggle for some people at times. And I'm just so thankful that I am wrapped in his glorious mercy at time to hold me through those moments, because it is quite unbearable at times. I almost felt like I wanted to describe how that pain feels like, but it really doesn't matter. Again, thank you all for your loving support. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I think today, after posting this video, I'm going to spend some time responding to many other messages that I haven't responded to. And oh, sorry about that. The recording device overheated. But that's okay. That's pretty much the end of my sharing. Again, I just want to thank you all so very much for your love and your support. My Lord, there's so many passages I want to share with you and so many songs. One of the latest songs I've been singing, and it's ever so glorious, is the Kingdom. The Kingdom. And you can look it up, and basically it's a beautiful song that reminds us that Jesus, God's righteousness revealed to us, his kingdom come, his kingdom rule, his glory knows no bounds. And it goes on to just remind us that, you know, Jesus is holiness, he's the word and everything. And that's what's sustaining me right now. So thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you as he is blessing me. Bye-bye.
Looking for a way to work it out. I'm trying to find some peace and navigate.
Like we shot it, I went for that movie.
Hey, Daddy. Hello.
Hello.
It's definitely been a while since we've had this much snow. It's nice, actually. We can finally claim it's a little bit on the colder side here in the west coast. That being said, I understand in Manitoba it's already negative 30 Celsius. In Saskatchewan, it's like almost negative 40 with lots and lots of snow. Just warming up the truck. I'm gonna go for blood work. Shoppers by the Richmond Oval. So if you're not aware that they have the freezer and refrigerant section, now you know it. Yay! So long since I've been to the office. Of course, nothing's happening with our community garden. That's fine, but hey, this is new. The covering. That's really neat. Hey, where are we?
In JJ school.
JJ School will be your school next year too, right? Yeah, it's called RCS, Richmond Christian School, right? Show me your mask. Show me your mask. And show me the trucks on them. There you go. There's a truck. Where's the yellow one? Oh, there it is. Going so fast. Kindergarten assessment day. Ready? Can you tell me if you enjoyed your kindergarten assessment? Yeah? What did you like the most about it?
Daddy.
Drawing? Okay. Are you ready to go to kindergarten? I see. Okay. But for now, daycare, right? Hey everyone. Walking into RCS for a matinee for the elementary kiddos who did a Christmas play last Friday, and I couldn't make it because of my chemo. So this is a nice treat for folks like me, grandparents, and special guests to come to watch them. Yeah, I'm not wearing a toque. It's been such a long time since I carried my camera bag. It's a GoPro 160AW, and it does a pretty good job carrying what I need. It's been so long, I miss taking photos. Clinic, here's Dr. Ho Ho Ho. Getting close to finishing my infusion. Guess who's here for a visit? It's Madeline. Yay! Madeline, what's in your hand? Oh, the lovely nurses gave you some cookies with no nuts, of course. Alright, so parents with older children, tell me how many times this is going to happen. How many times in a year do you have to bring something for your child because they forgot to pack it? Let me know. Comment below. Yeah. I'll just do this. Good lane change there. I'm gonna check the map to make sure we're going in the right place. Yep. Is this gonna be downhill a little bit? Let's use the braking a little bit. There you go. Oh, let's use the Jake braking here. I'm gonna check our map. Okay, check the other lane. Check the mirrors. Lots of cars, right? You can't change yet. Alright. What are we transporting? go. Being a little bit lazy today, using the escalator. Guess where I am? I got my load. Let's go. I have a dark video. I eat a little bit. In the waiting area to get scanned again before I'm released. Doing the best I can to stay both hydrated and getting good nutrients into my body. Been vomiting and heaving a lot, and as much as I've been having a little bit of high output, at least this is tasty. I can get it in. It's not that I don't have an appetite, it's just really hard to eat and to drink when you just keep vomiting out whatever you put in. So yeah.
Here. It feels so good. Very so. It's smelling party. What? Oh, right. I forgot of that arm. No, I mean, it looks really good. I'm not able to hold this